Good day everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In this video we're going to make some knife handles for a set of Reid Schwartz carving knives. What I really wanted to do is create a handle that was a bit thicker and requires less grip strength. So I drew out just a very simple shape that I thought would be comfortable in my hand, and then I traced that onto some plastic. This is a chunk of very dry black cherry. Using the Liam Hoffman carving axe there, a really wonderful little hatchet. And I'm just kind of roughing out a shape, mostly just to get down below any cracks and wood that I don't want, and a nice blank surface to draw my template on. It's tempting when you're getting started in this kind of stuff to just start trying to carve the shape that you want, but 9 times out of 10 it always makes more sense to get yourself a square or rectangle stock to start from, and then slowly work away at the corners to create the rounded shape. Having flat planes is going to be much easier to design on than a rounded surface. So here's a little trick. I'm using the mirror as a reference point to make sure that I'm drilling in straight. I don't have a drill press, so just doing that with a hand drill was my only option, and it worked totally fine. Reid's knives come with a square tang, so what you need to do is find a drill bit slightly bigger than the square so that the square fits in there tight. And it actually is a really great system. Without any glue or epoxy, the blades are already fitting in there nice and snug. Of course we do glue it in, but it almost doesn't need it. The best thing about designing for yourself is you can constantly be customizing it, putting it in your hand, getting a feel for it, and shaping it to exactly your liking. This location here is my little workshop. It's a nice little walk through the forest to get here, and it's my little sanctuary for my morning routine of getting out and carving a little wood. I use it a lot more in the winter time because I'll get a fire going there in the wood stove and work in there. And in the summertime I'm often just closer to the house, just carving outside or the back porch. Got them fitting good. Test fitting again, making sure it feels right in the hand, make sure the angle feels good, giving it any last little bit of adjustments here to make sure that the blades are sitting in nice and tight. I wanted those blades to sit in really deep, so I did kind of carve out that little bit at the top just to really get that bevel where the handle, the tang, transitions into the blade, just to seat down on that handle just a little more. My finish is a mixture of organic beeswax and jojoba oil that I mix together myself and melt together myself. And I use that on all my food grade products, as well as knife handles and blades and almost everything. Other than big bowls or things that take up a lot, maybe in that case I'll use walnut oil or tung oil. You can see the difference between with oil and without there. Really starting to give that nice color to the cherry wood. And it is in a little Nix boot leather case there, but I just reused the packaging for my own homemade stuff. So the designer of the knives, Reid Schwartz, is the one that actually recommended I use hot glue to put it in as opposed to epoxy or a super glue. And it's a really great solution because it's super easy to use. It allows you to start carving with the knives that same day. You don't need to wait for any drying or setting time. And if I ever do need to pull the blade out to change a handle shape or something like that, it's going to be easy to do that. But after using these knives for about a year now, I've got no issues or concerns about the handle coming loose or the hot glue not being strong enough. So a great tip there. Thanks, Reid. And of course, we got to put it to the test and see how they work. So I'm really happy with these beefier, bulkier handles as opposed to the Mora blades that I've been using that has a much smaller wood handle. I felt my grip was always squeezing the handle so tight, and also with them being rounded, I feel like I really have to squeeze that handle. But these bulkier, faceted handles allow me to have a much looser grip, and that results in a lot less tension in my hand and a lot less, well, that's basically it, a lot less tension in my hand, and my hands don't get as sore or tight as quickly. So all in all, I'm really happy with the way they turned out. I think they look beautiful. They work great. They're super simple, and it's a handle design that I will continue to use. Hopefully that inspired a few of you guys to give this handle shape a try and not be intimidated to make your own wooded handles for your knives. Hope you guys all have a great day. Catch you on down the trail.